pray for time to crawl. I'd unplug the telephone, keep the TV off. I'd hold you every second, say a million I love yous. That's what I do for one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, baby, I'll be satisfied.
I love my people, man. You know I love you, all right? Ladies. Haha.
Last night I had a crazy dream. A wish was granted just for me. It could be for anything. I didn't ask for much.
What's up, Maureen?
Or a mention in my blue. I simply wished for one more day with you.
Hey, Eve.
One more day, one more time, one more sunset, baby, I'll be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. It leave me wishing still for one more day with you. Time to crawl. I'd unplug the telephone, keep the TV off. I'd hold you every second, say a million I love yous. That's what I do for one more day with you.
Thank y'all so much, man. I appreciate the love.
One more day.
This right here is One More Day.
One more time.
Chris De Montague.
One more sunset, baby, I'll be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. It leave me wishing still for one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, baby, I'll be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. It leave me wishing still for one more day. Oh, leave me wishing still for one more day. It leave me wishing still for one more day.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a vibe. Hope y'all had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. We're getting some things. We got a special series starting this Thursday. So we're kicking it off with a preemptive show, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing like some Dope Lovers rock, not true? Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. Let's go.
If I had the key to the world, girl, I'd give you everything. If I had the key to your heart, girl, I'd make the fire start.
What up, Suzette? How are you?
And I'd give you love and peace. Love and love.
Wagwan Barry, what's up? Hey Hope, how you doing?
And I'd give you me.
I got you covered. I got you covered. Where's it from the top? I got you covered.
If I had the key to the world, girl, I'd give you everything. If I had the key to your
on, Lawrence? How's it going, fam?
Ooh, I'll make it with you, and I'll give you love and peace now. Love it, more love, and I'll give you me.
Kevin Carter, come see courtesy of Aqua Gem Records. When I said pepper, I'd pepper, not you. It's a vibe, man. Y'all ready for a good evening? Haha, let's get in.
I'll be giving you all my love. Ooh, take it, take it, take it, take it. I'll be sharing all my love, all my love, all my love, all my love, all my love with you. Your love, lady,
Got to lodge up Miss the Emperor. What going, fam?
my love,
Poppin'.
baby. It's just a key for you, for me, baby. And I'd give you love, baby, and peace of mind. Love it, more love.
Not true, Suzette.
Give you me.
Not true.
Then I'll have a key. If I had the key to the world, girl, I'd make your dreams come true. If I had the key to your heart, baby, girl, I'd make the fire start. If I had the key, if I had the key to the world, girl, I'd give you everything. Yes, I'd give you love. Girl, I'd give you peace. If I had the key, if I had the key, if I had the key to the world.
This is Wayne Warner saying J. Cole, legal businessman. Bang, bang, boom.
I me say this a protege, eh? Homegrown with G Cole, what you say, eh? We make them know what reggae music we a play, eh? Hey, this is Protege, the one and only representing for G Cole, you know. Check it, he's out.
And we say them not got no style like we. G Cole, them not got no style like we. None of them no wicked, no wild like we. Accurate, Kabaka Pyramid representing for the #1 selector and radio host. It's all about G Cole, keep it locked. Accurate.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Kalia. I'm hanging out with your boy G Cole on the Homegrown Show.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome one and all. It is Homegrown with G Cole, and I'm coming to the Massive and crew live across the globe. Gotta big up everybody listening in on Royal Zion Highness Radio, everybody listening in on Real Vibes Live, everybody listening in on Rubber Ranks Radio. Everybody, man, I appreciate y'all big time. Thanks for rocking. As always, we got a nice one for y'all today, all right? As always, we're gonna take a time out to say thank you, much love, much respect, honor, Rajab. Thank you. Appreciation, gratitude to all my essential workers, those frontline people, those people still putting it on the line for us because we ain't through the woods yet. And there's still people out there risking it all for us on a daily. So thank you so much, all right? My nurses, my doctors, my paramedics, my first responders, firefighters, those people working in emergency rooms, pediatrics, all that, radiology folks, all that. I got to big up, of course, my mental health professionals. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We need you more now than ever. I want to big up my guidance counselors, all my people in education, all right? The educators out there. Big up all my teachers in Jamaica going through a lot right about now. Just much love, man. Much love, and much thanks, all right? Courier services, making sure our packages are getting where they need to go. We got to big up and thank everybody, not you. All right, all my restaurateurs out there that's doing what they do to make sure that people that can't cook got some grub too. All right, much love, much respect. Thank you. Large of the massive crew from Jamaica that's in the building right about now. Everywhere in the world that you are, Miami's representing. I see Fort Lauderdale. I see Coral Springs. I see Tampa. Right, I see New York. I see Jersey. I see Toronto right about now. Big up where you from. As a matter of fact, we're large up home for you. Where you coming in from? It's Japan in the building. You know what I mean? Where you at? Let us know. We're going to shout it out. We're going to big it up. All right. Again, big up everybody on Jamaicans.com. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe indeed. Listen, we have, for those people who are dialed into the program, we got different series going on. We have the live acoustic series. We've got the other side of the microphone, or we talk to the, DJs, personalities, stuff like that. We got your favorite artists, musicians passing through. And then, of course, we got a series coming up that we aptly title The Love Doctor. All right. So I'm going to explain a little bit for those people who think that I'm here to cure stuff. I'm not. You know what I mean? It's just a play on words. I'm the guy in this side of the chair. And I'm going to be talking to a lot of folks. The single struggles come up a lot. I've been asked a long time ago, quite often, to address it. I'm bringing on some single folks and have the conversation because, from my understanding, what up, Paul? Well, going a lot of my UK fam. Always good to see you, fam. Always good to see you. We've been asked from a long time to address it, and in small order, we have done so. We have, in some small, small order, we have done it. I ain't gonna front, we have, but not a dedicated show to it. So that's why we kind of created this whole concept that, we are going to have some conversation with single folks. And we're not going to treat it as a debate because personally, this is me. I'm not a big fan of the panel stuff when it comes to certain conversations because personalities differ, right? And I'm saying this for those people who ask me, why I don't have multiple people on at once? Panels is not my favorite thing because personalities differ. You have stronger personalities, more dominant personalities, and sometimes people have a lot to say, but they don't get the opportunity to say it because there's a more dominant personality in the room, right? There's some people who love to talk, love to hear themselves talk, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love that. I love having conversations with those people. But a lot of times, personalities who are not that dominant, what they're going to do is they're going to step back a little bit, and they're not going to really give and express what they have to say, right? And for that reason, that is why I don't do too much of the panel stuff. I like to give everyone their opportunity to come on and just speak their piece, speak their truth, and the whole nine. And we can dive into whatever it is that you're into, right? Whatever it is that you're into, we're into, we dive into it, and we dive into it in depth and in detail. So what's going to be happening is we're going to be bringing on some very smart, very talented, very beautiful, very intelligent folks that share one thing in common. They're all single, right? And of course, it's 2022 and the life of a single person is not all struggles, you know what I mean? But there are struggles of the single folks going on out here. Yes, it is. I'm told of it on a regular, but it ain't all struggles, right? So we're going to have those people on. We're going to talk to them about the whole single thing. I am a married person, so I'll offer the vantage point of the married person. And sometime we're going to be talking to some single females. I'll offer the vantage point that I gather from the single males. And I've spoken to, fellas, sometimes the fellas just want to act like, it's just, let me just give my opinion. No. I've been talking to my single ladies out here, and I'm going to give you the vantage point of the single ladies as to what they told me. But that's what it is. It ain't the hookup show. But I'm telling you, I got some dope people lined up. All right? Dope people lined up. And ladies, as I get a little further down in today's show, I'm gonna have to confess, man, because there's a lot of stuff that y'all have said. Because over the past couple of weeks, I have had multiple conversations going on with people about this singles, the Love Doctor series, right? And a lot of the conversation, though, came from my ladies, right? And but of course, when it comes to relationships and anything of substance, the ladies are normally most verbose on that, right? They're more likely to speak on that. And a lot of the complaints the ladies have, I was like, really? You know what I mean? And then some of it kind of reared its head, and I'm realizing that, man, I might have to relent that you might be honest something, right? Like, for example, one lady was saying to me pretty much, you know, you have different types of single. She's saying when she goes out and she meets people, right, and people say they're single. People being men, the fellas say they're single. Their single is single with stipulation, right? Hey, Julianne Lee, so good to see you. So good to see you. And she said, you know, you have the single and married. You have the single and in a committed relationship. You got the single and it's complicated, but you never get the single, right? Is that true, ladies? Is that true? Is that what you're facing out here? Because when I talk to the fellas, they make it seem like, nah, these ladies out here crazy, man. It's just a time, you know what I mean? It's just a times that we're in right about now. So we're in the time of the crazy ladies, the ladies who, you know, some of them want to be men and don't even know it. And I'm just letting you know what's being said out here, right? So some of them said these ladies look like they want to be men and don't even know it. You know, some. I had one person say to me, they would not date a woman from New York, right? A young woman from New York, that is, because they're overly aggressive and they don't know how to receive love. This is what somebody said to me. Right. And I was watching an interview with a successful person from New York, from Harlem. And the person said, listen, I'm from here. I'm from Harlem, but I never date a New York woman because there's no softness. There's no finesse. There's no, you know, it's like they want to be dudes. You know what I mean? One of his words is pretty much, I don't want to be dating a woman that's calling me bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to date somebody who is always looking to fight, you know? And it seems like they get that a lot there up in Harlem. So, and in New York in general. So I'm just dropping some conversations that I've been having with a couple of people over the past couple of weeks. But when I say those are the things that are coming up, and trust me, Suzette, that's what was told. I'm reading it right here. So that way I don't forget. She said, going out here, when you meet single people, they're not really single. She says, it's hard out here in these streets, right? She said, we cry the men them no good and playing a bunch of games. And I'm like, for real? Who's lying then? And she says, I don't know, but her and other single female friends that she has encountered the same things. And of course, she said, you come across the different variety of singles. Like she said, the single and married, the single and then I come into the relationship. The single and is complicated, the never single, right? But the truth is, I was like, this is crazy. I think y'all overdoing it right now. I think you're stretching it a little bit, rah. Just to, as I have conversations, or I have been having some conversations in the past couple of weeks, I have to say, ladies, I mean, man, it's hard to say this, but it is what it is. There's a lot of facts and truths to what you're saying, right? Not saying that there aren't facts and truth to what the fellas are saying, but darn it, when it comes to that right there, there's some straight up facts and some straight up truths that you guys are telling, right? So I have a bunch of dope ladies that are going to be joining me. This Thursday, I'm going to be joined by Miss Natasha Martin, professional. She's also an entrepreneur. She is the CEO and owner of Scented Delights, right? So we're going to talk to her. We're going to talk to different people from different walks of life. And I got a couple of fellas too, you know, single professionals doing their thing out there that we're going to be talking to. All right. And we're going to see what's going on. As a matter of fact, if y'all want to voice your opinions too, let me know. I'll open up the microphones on the show and y'all could come on and give me your view on what you're thinking. But I'm going to tell you something. I was asked to call in on a show today because it seems like this is the biggest, heaviest topic that's out there right about in relationships. Don't ask me why, but it seems like it, right? So I had a lady, what they were talking about pretty much is the fact that, I'm trying to remember who it was, but there was some famous person who said, if you think that your significant other is cheating, well, she didn't say a significant. She said your man. If you think your man's cheating, she said, she was talking to the lady. She said, if you know who it was? I think it was Tony Braxton or somebody like that who said it. That if your man's cheating, or you suspect your man is cheating, don't check his phone. Don't even ask him about it. Don't ask about another woman if you are not prepared to do anything about it. So in other words, if you know that you're not going to leave, if you know that you're not going to leave this man for his indiscretions, then don't search his phone. Don't ask questions. Don't do that kind of stuff. And what she was getting at pretty much is this. Why set yourself up for hurt? Why live a life of hurt and drama and a whole bunch of back and forths and misery because you're dealing with somebody who is cheating on a daily if you have no intentions of doing anything about it? So when somebody says, don't ask if you think your significant, your man a cheater or whatever the case may be, I'm in complete disagreement with that. I'm like, what do you mean? This woman needs to know. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things going on. Her health is at risk here. You know, you never know. Suppose a man carries something home, come give her. So she needs to know. So ain't nothing wrong with her asking, trying to find out and whatever. But the part of it that I agreed with, and I said, well, you're onto something here. Maybe you're onto something here. Is when she said, if you are not prepared to do anything about it. Ladies, let me know what you think. Because again, it makes perfect sense. Just a part of the sentence is almost like the Bible and how preachers use it, you know, them dissect it and cut it up and you hear just one part. But if you heard the second part of it, then you'd realize what they're saying. But the whole concept of do not search the phone, don't ask the questions, don't inquire about the other woman, don't try to find out who's the other woman, if anything is going on, is ridiculous until they mention the second part of that, which is if you're not prepared to do anything about it. But then my question would then be, are we in that time, in that era? And I've heard women say it, and these aren't necessarily young women either, that if they find stuff like that out, it's going to be problems, but they're not necessarily leaving their significant other. Julianne Lee, you're a man that cheat on you, find out that a man that cheat on you. Is it a deal breaker? Are you out the door? Or you got to figure out what's going on and work this out? Suzette, what you say? Are you going to try to figure it out and work stuff out? Is that what's going on? Paul, from the male perspective. Mason, what are you looking at? If you find out your significant other is cheating, is it something to discuss? Is it something to work out? Let's get to the nitty gritty, because my relationship is worth fighting for. I mean, my opinion is I'm out the door. I'm not the forgiving guy. That's just how I am. And for that reason, I try to maintain a certain lifestyle myself. You know, if I ever went out and did some things that was outside of the realm of my marriage or whatever the case may be, I would expect my significant other to leave. And truth be told, at that point in time, I don't even know if I'd fight for it, because what's the reason why I went outside of the relationship? If there's a reason why I'm out there cheating, then if we get busted, then let's just end it. And not only should we just end it, but truth be told, I don't know if I want to reside in a relationship where I violated the terms and hurt somebody, because I wouldn't be good with myself looking at the fact that I hurt the person that I love or the person that I respect, right? But not only that, I also don't like look over my shoulder. I don't like drama. And if it's silly as it sounds, if I get caught doing something like that and you stick around, I think you got your green card to do what you got to do. And at some point in time, it's coming back. Karma, that's how karma works, right? So now I'm going to sit there, you know what I mean, when is a revenge coming around the corner? You know what I mean? Why would I want to live a life like that? And if it's on the flip side where I'm the one that got cheated on and I found out, I'm out the door. Because the trust and certain things have been broken. The violation's already there. And if I don't trust you, then everybody you're talking to, I'm going to have some form of a suspicion of. You could be outside with your daddy, your granddaddy. I'm going to be like, ain't something all right. You know what I mean? No matter what or who, I'm going to be like, ain't something all right. Because the trust is gone. But is there such a thing as people are in these relationships, and I guess the relationship means that much that they would put up with or tolerate or whatever you want to call it, right? With infidelity for some reason. Suzette says, let me see what Suzette said. Things and times change. The older you get, the more wiser you get. Single with companionship, no cohabitation, no strings attached. So what that mean? That means that you are going to stick around, you're going to fight it out, you're going to figure out the nitty gritty, whatever the case may be, or is it a no for you? Let me read it again. Things, hold on there. Things and times change. The older you get, the more wiser you get. Single and companionship, no cohabitation, no strings attached. You know, let's dive into the whole older situation, because me not even attach it with the wiser. Let's just go into the older situation, because I tend to think that the older the person is, watch it. the more likely they are to stay in the relationship. And the reason, Miss Sessa, is this. You do find that a lot of people will be like, listen, I'm older, I don't want to go start over and this and that, and I've invested so much time and rah, 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 rah. That's what you find. And this is primarily a lot of times from the older women, right? Which is why you'll find so many people sticking it out based on the conversations I have had. But I don't know. I like peace and quiet and sanctity, and I like coming into my house and feel like this is my haven. You know what I mean? This is where it's at. I can trust you with my life. Because if I can't trust you with your own body and my life, if I trust you with, and my things them, nah, I got me, nah, my girl, nah, I got me. Mason said, of course. Initially, I must say it done. Walante. I say it done, but at the same time, we always have to take time to see every angle clearly and make a final decision. So what you're saying, and again, I'm trying to understand, is that there is guilty with explanation, then, right? So you say, of course, initially I must say it done. So you say it done. But at the same time, you always have to take time to see every angle clearly. Is there an angle where the cheating and infidelity is okay? Is there an angle that you can see and say, oh, damn, well, okay, I see why you did it. You know what I mean? I see why you hooked up with Tyrone, right? So there's no accountability. There's no fight, fuss, discussion. You have an understanding from the jump. Mason says, still, no question, it would never be easy for me to stay and forgive as I never forget, right? I feel you on that. But it's just one of those things where sometimes you wonder, I think the reason more so is why do people hold on? Is it money? Is it companionship? Is it the social part of it where people, because I've come to realize that there are a lot of people out here who just don't want to be a part of a failed relationship. They don't want to be, they don't want to be a statistic, so to speak. But again, I think you're choosing which statistic you want to be, right? Because the statistic, people getting cheated on is a statistic too, right? So you're telling me that you're cool with that statistic, but you're not cool with the statistic of a divorcee, right? So I am trying to find out. And again, that's the reason why we're going to be having these conversations with these single folks. Because at some point in time, we're actually going to get in depth with some other people who aren't necessarily single, but have gone through some things. You know what I mean? And some people where the parameters of their being single are maybe a little different from what you would accept. There's some people out here who, live some lives that are, beyond the realms of what we look for. You know what I mean? Cool. I'm our shepherd. Lodge up, fam. Lodge up. Great to see you, my brother. Great to see you. Julian says, some people love sticking around after repeatedly getting cheated on because they believe in the struggle love concept. It looks good to their friends that they are sticking it out. And some egos like to get the survival label tacked to themselves. You know something? I think there's so much facts in that little statement right there. So let's go over it one more time. Some people love sticking around after repeatedly getting cheated on because they believe in the struggle love concept. And that is true. I think we are taught that. I think church teaches that. I think your grandma and grandpa teach that. Though I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the biggest and best examples that we have in life are our grandparents. Grandma held it down, right? Grandpa did his thing, right? Some of the biggest liars we've got in this world is our grandma and grandpa, right? I saw a meme once and I found it hilarious, but I found it so actual and factual. There was this picture of an older couple, and the theme was, old people love to say all these young people want is sex, right? But then the picture was of an old couple with 15 kids, right? 15 kids, but yet still they're saying, all of the young people do is sex and I want sex. But grandma and grandpa got 15 kids. Listen, let it be. Anyways, so grandma and grandpa are a great example of endurance. Grandma and grandpa are liars too, right? Because there was no social media, no cameras, no nothing going on back then. So when grandpa was doing his dirt, grandma, oftentimes who knew, didn't leave for whatever reason, oftentimes because grandpa is the breadwinner, the provider and all them things. And then the other thing pretty much is, like Julianne said in her statement, we are taught, just like we are taught that struggle is a part of life, and you should, if you pay attention to what we are taught, and especially as black people, struggle is part of life, and it's almost like there is no life with no struggle. Nah, I don't know about none of that, right? I'm not saying struggles don't come, but don't normalize the struggle. Normalize a good part of life. Normalize some other things, right? But churches and older folks normalize the struggle love concept, and she's absolutely right in that regard. It is very much so normalized. Whereas there's going to be struggles, there's going to be hard times. If the pastor is preaching, right, and teaching you at your wedding or whatever the case may be, what do they drill into you? Oh, it's going to be hard times. There's going to be some struggles. It's going to be what? Let the hard times come, Reverend. I mean, I don't need you to sing a song about it. And what exactly is the hard times? I'm going to tell you what the hard times is for me. The hard times is, man, we're a young couple coming up, and we got to get these finances together. We have a child, 2, and just trying to balance this foray right now, this new young family, and who does what and what, and the things that I'm accustomed to, my habits. As a single person, your habits as a single person, we got to balance that right now because we're no longer a me or a you, we're an us, and the teamwork make the dream work concept, and the sacrifices that we've got to make. Sometimes, we're both comfortable in this job, and you've got your friends, and you're close to the family, but I got a nice job offer that'll do a lot for our family, but it means I got to move halfway across the country. So now we've got to uproot, and we got to do some stuff like that. And you might have to make a sacrifice to facilitate my job, but it's a joint sacrifice that's going to pay off jointly for us. Those are struggles, and you know what I mean? And then of course you have the parts that we can't control, like health. Right? You can have ill health. We don't know what's going on. The difference sometimes between poverty and riches is health. Sometimes ill health will befall you, and the whole dynamics of life change. Right? So stuff like those, they're there. It is what it is. It just is what it is. That's rough life. That's the struggles. You know what I mean? Dealing with the family ties. Okay, so I married you. I can't really stand your daddy or your mom or whatever the case may be, but guess what? That's my family now. You can't stand my brother. You know what I mean? That's my family. That's your family now. And all of those things. Or, one of us have a child from previous relationship. We can go on and on and on and on and on and on. Right? Those are challenges of life. Those are challenges of life. But when you force it into people's head that struggles are to come, and life is a struggle and marriage is a struggle, and now you start putting stuff like infidelity, and guess what else? The domestic violence. We can slide the two together, right? Because a lot of times, you will be taught marriage is a struggle. So, there's domestic violence, and it's from any gender. It doesn't matter. It's not a man versus woman thing. Could be woman toward man too. And your reverend or whomever, whatever, is going to try to tell you that, well, it's the struggles of life, for better, for better what? Nah. Rev? Nah. You know what I mean? Nah, Rev. Just nah, right? So that is what we're teaching people, the struggle concept. No, marriage is supposed to be a good thing. I'm not built for the struggle. I'm just letting you know. I ain't built for the struggle. Right? Those struggles you hear me talk about, I can handle those kind of struggles, but I ain't built for the struggle. The struggle of being in an unhappy household, I need happiness. I need peace and quiet. I need solace. I need to be cool with the people in my household. I need to love to laugh and have a good time and conversations with my people in my household. I'm not doing that with people who I don't trust. I'm not doing that with people who are violating the terms of our relationship. So if that's what you consider the struggles, then a brother done gave up on the struggle a long time ago. All right? Consider me fail. F right away, right off the bat. Right? She also says it looks good to their friends that they're sticking it out. That part I'll dissect from a different vantage point, right? I don't think it looks good to their friends that they're sticking it out. I don't think most people look at it that way. I think what they generally do is if they could keep the friends from knowing, then they'll keep the friends from knowing, right? I don't think they're trying to show their friends that they're sticking out a relationship plagued with infidelity. I think they'd find a way to make sure it doesn't leave the confines of the union. Unless, of course, the people already know, because a lot of times what I've found out also is a lot of times when people have infidelity in their relationship and they end up leaving, a lot of times they don't leave, or they did not leave necessarily because they got cheated on. They left because of the embarrassment and people knowing that they got cheated on, right? So you have folks out here that if they get cheated on and nobody knows, they're inclined to stick it out, right? But if the Massive and crew out the road know, then they ain't with it. You know what I mean? They ain't not with it, right? And then of course, like she says here, some egos like to get the survival label tacked on them. I'm gonna be honest with you, I believe that 100%. People love the triumph over tragedy story. People love to post that story and have that testimony that my relationship or my whatever went through this. We went through this turmoil, went through a whole bunch of stuff and we overcame. What exactly does overcame mean? Does it mean that you just didn't leave? Because how do you know it ain't still going on? Right? But you're so right. People love the survivor label in a lot of things. You know what I mean? In a lot of things that people like to be tagged as, you know, and known as the survivor. I survived Hurricane Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? I survived this relationship. When the truth of the matter is this, you ain't survived Jack. Right? You're still in the relationship and doing what you're doing, but it doesn't mean that the remnants of that relationship and the destruction isn't still in your household. But people do stick it out for different reasons. And like she said, those are a couple of those reasons. Susan says, I think what you go through in life is your destiny. Woo! And it teaches us lessons, woo, that we can learn from. Sometimes we as a people have tunnel vision because that's what we saw growing up. And we think, hold on there. Let's move. You got some things coming in here. Okay. Sometimes we as a people have tunnel vision because that's what we saw growing up. And we think that it's a be all end all. Sometimes we need to let go of those teachings and things outside the box. Now, the thing is thinking outside the box, because sometimes society, depending on what part of society you're coming from, will tell you, yeah, you get cheated on, you should leave, right? And some part of society will say, no, man, if you stick it out. The question is, which one of them there is, you know, the part that you're trying to adhere to? Which one of those is outside the box, sticking around in a relationship plagued with infidelity, or leaving a relationship that's plagued with infidelity? Again, we got a Love Doctor show coming up, but I wanted to do this show because that one we're going to be bringing people on. But I just want to, you know, address all of the craziness that's been coming into my inbox and into my WhatsApp. What up, Tara? How's it going? Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Mish, you say you missed the topic. What we're talking about pretty much is we got the Love Doctor show coming up, and we have a lot of folks that have inboxed me or WhatsApp me between now and then with their different things, especially the single ladies and single males, right? I started out, and you've probably heard me say this on the show before, a lot of times the ladies are more verbal, more verbose, will more speak on stuff. But the other thing that the ladies do, and y'all gonna crucify me for this, is y'all are always the victims, right? Always the man's fault. You know, the lady could have ended up with 3 outside picnic. She knocked up. Is the man's fault. Somehow, the man caused it. But that's normally, you know, a lot of times the vantage point the ladies come from. Always blaming the dude, right? So for that reason, I'm like, yo, everybody's got their part to play. What's going on here? Got a couple of ladies who hit me up and said to me, and again, I don't want to misquote, but we're talking about the upcoming show and the struggles of the single life. And one person said that the issue that they have out here is that when you meet somebody who's supposed to be single, when you meet a man who's supposed to be single, it's a bunch of games. And her specific things was she's running across people who are single and married, right? Single and in a committed relationship, right? Single and it's complicated, right? And never single, right? That's what she's coming across on these streets. So when she said it to me, I'm just like, yo, come on, man. Especially when they're party girls, you're like, yo, you're probably in the wrong place, right? And I had, you know, the fellas too. So I'm talking to the fellas. And as I'm talking to the fellas, I started to hold my head down because I'm saying to myself, well, damn, she right. Because some of these fellas out here playing the game for real. And I'm here thinking that, you know, these ladies are tripping and there's, you know, these guys are really out here being forthright, right? But I want to tell you, say, the ladies, them kind of right still, because I come across a couple already who a different story, you know what I mean? It's like I said, single with contingencies. So it is true. It is true. So ladies, please accept my sincere apologies, all right? Please accept my sincere apologies. So that's what we're into this evening. Before we get our single people on the platform, you know what I mean? Some are Tara, Jano. Tara says some are single gigolos. Mish says, I know a guy who keeps saying he's single, but he's dating a nice lady and even had one of his side piece over while he's with the lady he's dating, and then he's blaming the girlfriend. Let's dive into Mish's comment here, right? Mish. This your homegirl, all right? Me like her, I know a guy who's single. Mish, you know this. You know these people, man. Drop the name, Akeisha, not you. Call her name. It's that Keisha. That Keisha been a problem. Been a problem from a long time. She says, I know a guy who keeps saying he's single, but he's dating a nice lady and even had one of his side piece over while. So Mish, clarify for me right about now. So he's dating this nice lady and he had one of his side pieces over there while he's dating this lady, right? And then he's blaming the girlfriend. So what you're saying, trying to understand, is that he's dating this girl and him bring him side piece over. But by the sounds of things, the girlfriend knows that this is the side piece. That must be the nature of their relationship and some contingencies in the relationship that he could bring the side piece over where the girlfriend is. And because of the fact that you said he's blaming the girlfriend, that means it ain't a secret. He's pretty much saying, yo, you the girlfriend, you the reason why I have this other woman. So it kind of goes back to our earlier part of the conversation, which says, why? Or would you? If you are in a relationship and your significant other cheats on you, are you sticking around? Or why do people stick around? Right? Because to each his own, and I'm not knocking the person who does. Right? So they said, no, they not tripping. It's reality. Tripod is the way to go. Cheers to Christy and all the things at the party. Oh, Lord have mercy this evening. It's again, when we start bringing our guests in, we're just going to talk about their particular situations, and we keeping it proper. You know what I mean? We keeping it proper. You know, we keeping it proper. But it's one of them things where, I don't know, in the words of Muta, I don't know, Rasta, I don't know. Mish, that one that's sticky like molasses, all right? When I say sticky, it's sticky like molasses. I don't know about that situation, but it does sound to me, that don't sound to me too much like cheating. That sounds to me like a different type of relationship, right? That sounds to me like them relationship might be a little special, right? Sounds to me like they got a special thing going on. That don't sound to me like anybody being cheated on, Mish. You know what I mean? Hey, Martha, how you doing? Sharon, Melbourne, Florida. What's poppin', Melbourne? How are you doing? Good to see you. Annette, what up, fam? What up, fam? Big up again all my massive and crew over there on Jamaicans.com. Listen, I'm just going to keep it a buck, right? I am just keeping it 100. I don't know how some people do what they do, but there's some different philosophies floating around out here, and to each his own. You know, like I said, I was a part of a conversation today, and one lady said, and ladies, most of the reason why I'm directing it toward the ladies is because a lot of this, Mish, may I block your comment? Yo. Before I even got to them thing, let me say this. Mish here says he was drunk and invited the side chick and forgot he did. Jano, Kojawagwan, blessings. And then him said the girlfriend didn't know but opened the door when the side chick came over, and she walked in where the bedroom is and she watched it play out. Yo, me tell you something. Jano, Mish. I tell you, Jano. Mish, oh God. Mish said him short and special. Mish, I wait up on the night. I'm going to go back over to my people at Jamaicans that come here. Hi, Annette. How are you doing? I'm trying to breeze out Mish now because Mish depend on another thing that day. I don't know, Rasta. I don't know. Hi, Martha. I just heal up my people them over here at Jamaicans.com because I don't know. Mish depend. Mish said, don't get me that thing. You know? Don't get me that thing. Don't get me that thing, Mish. Whoo. And then I say it one more time. Whoo. Y'all are hilarious. Somebody take Mish phone. Somebody, yeah. Call AT&T fast. Cut off a minutes. Cut off the thing. All right. Tara says one of my college mates had. Oh God. I said block her fast. Cut off her. Somebody grab the phone. One of my college mates had 3 girlfriends. Everybody, Mish, stop the foolishness. One of my college mates had 3 girlfriends. Meet up one place. 2 knew the girlfriend number 1. 2 knew the girlfriend number 1. He wanted me to pretend like the others were my brother girlfriend. I don't judge. Nonsense. So okay. So Tara, the man want you to play wingman is what you're saying, right? The man wanted you to be his wingman. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? The man have 3 girls. Gangsta think that. Man have 3 girls. I want you to play the wingman. Right? I want you to play the wingman. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Tara? At that you say, Tracy, you see my life? You see my life? You see the thing set up? Mish says me, I tell you, I have some stories to tell. Oh, Mish. Someone grab Mish phone here and stop. Ooh. Ah, boy, Jano. Right about now, I get in all kind of Jano. Is all I can say is is Jano. Is Jano. Mish, come off on my page. Mish, go on home. Come off. Come up. Put on the glass. Mish frosting on. Mish, come off on my page. Mister, me I tell him shot and I play these girls in the streets. Come off on my page, Mish. Put on the phone. Put on the glass. You're frost. You're drunk. Come off. Come. Stop it. Mish. Oh God. Oh Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Let's do this. Let's do this.
The morning, the sun starts shining through. Birds, they start to sing, and all I think about is you. Pour a cup of coffee, sit in my favorite chair, pick up the morning paper, then smile from ear to ear. Ooh, this loving feeling that's coming over me. Could it be I'm falling? Oh heavens, could it be? Yeah, I feel like a child, yeah, so humble in my eyes. Oh, that's what you do to me. I think I'm in love. Think I'm in love. Think I'm in love with you, baby. Yeah, yeah. Think I'm in love. Think I'm in love. Think I'm in love with you, baby. Yeah, yeah. You said you're really happy the way these months have been. We've got a bottle chilling and the lights already dim. The night is just beginning. There's something else upstairs. Ooh, baby, oh. Ooh, this loving feeling that's coming over me. Could it be I'm falling head over heels? Ooh, girl, I'm shaking, way down in the knees. That's how you make me feel, yeah. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with knees. Oh, baby, that's what you do to me. Could this be love? Could this be love? Could this be love? Oh. Could this be love? Could this be love? Yeah, yeah.
So I needed that. Needed that. I had to compose myself. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first official Love Doctor show starts on Thursday. We're gonna have a special guest. We're gonna just bring a special guest in each time. Single person. You know something? I'm not even gonna vet them. You know, vet them. You know, what's them tell me? So them single. All right, and that may work with. All right. Tara said one of them fight him and the other two just grab a seat and cheer and watch. So Tara, I still want to know. The man is your friend. And he asked you to be him wingman. Is that what happened? And you didn't play a wingman role. Is that what you're telling me? Mish said, look, all him do is smoke cigar and post a bottle, and these thirsty girls fall for the foolishness. Tracy, you see what going, right? Mish said, I'm so glad for the Love Doctor. I've been waiting for 3 years. Jano, me a black you. Jano, he's short and got these old ladies full. Mish, somebody grab our phone, please. Somebody. Marjorie, what go on, Marjorie? Marjorie, what is going on? How are you today, Marjorie? Jano. Marjorie. Boy, Marjorie. Listen, let me ask this, right? Because on this show today, there's this lady that came on, and guess what? Hurt people, and I can't see the hurt. I hear the hurting people. So I know this lady had been through some stuff, but at the end of the day, still, it's one thing when we go through some stuff. It's another thing when we put ourselves through some stuff, right? But her thing pretty much is she wasn't too caring if the man love her. She says it's more about respect, because people will love you and hurt you and cheat on you. But if they respect you, my response to that was, I think that's absolute nonsense, right? People don't necessarily want to hurt the people they love, but it can happen. Just like how people might not want to hurt people they respect, but it can happen, right? Personally, I think people will do right by you more out of love than out of respect. If it's a respect thing, then they might just make sure it doesn't surface in front of you so you don't feel disrespected, because they don't want to disrespect you, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to do their indiscretions. I think love carries a heavier weight, but that's just me, right? Marjorie, what's going on? Boy, Marjorie, Diana, Marjorie, I deal with some people. I deal with some people. Julian Lee said, "Wee." Marjorie, get my cup. I started saying there's water in it. I need more than that. Mish says, him all push up the lips and live out him dancing and squinting eyes, serenading them. Lord, I won't drink and smoke a thing Thursday night. Jano. Mason the Emperor, you see what I got. My grandmother, that say, wanna see me dying, child? Marjorie, you see what I got another night, yeah? Whoo. Jano, Mish, somebody grab our phone, please. Somebody grab our phone, please. So, ladies, talk to me. Would you rather a man love you or a man respecting you? If a man loves you, do you think in adverse to respect? Because I feel like if the man loves you, I'm going to respect you too, you know. Respecting you doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to love you. But if these things are being separated and they carry a separate weight, what do you want? What would you prefer? Do you prefer knowing that your man love you or your man respects you? Which one gives you more comfort into thinking that he probably won't violate the terms of your relationship and so forth? The fact that he loves you or the fact that he respects you? It's something that, again, was brought up by a lady today. Now, here's my thing now. I'm going to throw a little thing out there, because a lot of time we flog the men and well-deserving sometimes and forget it. You know what I mean? I call it the Mish, they forget it, right? I call it the Mish, they forget it. Mish say him can love, but then lose respect because there's too much temptation. So you think the temptation will minimize his love for you? No, I'm sorry. I'm misreading that. You're saying he can love you but then lose respect because there's too much temptation. So the temptation out there will make him lose respect for you. Is that what you're saying? So you're saying you'd rather the man respect you 100%. So you're saying, Mish, just yay or nay. Correct me if I'm wrong though. You're saying if you have an option, you'd rather have the man love you. I mean, respect you than love you. That's what you're saying, right? Margie says respect comes with love. Suzette said respect any day. So you're telling me, and I'm just want to understand, because maybe I was totally wrong. Maybe I owe this lady an apology. You're saying that you're okay with knowing that this man don't love you, but he respects the hell out of you. That's what you're saying, right? And are you also saying that you think that he's less likely to cheat or to commit any act of infidelity because he respects you in adverse to loving you? And why do you think that respect is a stronger thing? Mr. People use love too carefree. But do they use respect any less carefree? The funny thing is, I hear people say respect way more than them say love, you know. There's one thing, I have people say to me all the time, I love you, and I'll never respect, because love is something I value. I know people for years and I've never uttered the word love to them yet, because I don't. We cool though. Right? But love is used carefree. You don't think that respect is used carefree? And you're saying respect any day. So you're telling me, and I appreciate it too, because maybe it's just the evolution of how love and life and relationships go in this day. You're pretty much telling me that you're cool with being in a relationship with somebody who doesn't love you if they show you respect. And that's a question. Is that what you're saying? You're cool with being in a situation with people who don't love you as long as they respect you. Or would you prefer being in a situation with somebody who loves you? Because personally, I don't think love could be a byproduct of respect, but respect is definitely a byproduct of love, right? I feel like if somebody loves you, they will respect you. And don't get me wrong. Here's where I think a lot of times I'd like to say the misconceptions come into play. The fact that somebody who loves you did something to hurt you does not mean in any way, shape, or form that they don't love you, right? The fact that somebody cheat by you means that they don't love you, you know. They might just be a cheater, whatever the reason is why they cheated. You know, sometimes it's something within the fragments of your relationship, right? Not to throw the blame on anybody, but sometimes I feel your fault, man or woman, right? And even if it's not your fault, sometimes you contributed to it in some way, shape, or form. But at the end of the day, the fact that somebody did something that hurt you or something outside of the confines of the love and relationship that you've got don't necessarily mean they don't love you. And because somebody did something to you that was not respectful doesn't mean they don't respect you. Right? Just like I heard this thing going around the other day where somebody said, because I baked a cake don't mean I'm a baker. Because I cut your hair don't mean I'm a barber, right? So at the end of the day, the fact that somebody did something, if we're going to throw in the whole talk of, you know, we're human beings and whatever the case may be, because somebody did something that made you cry, hurt you, violated terms of your relationship, don't mean say them to love you. It also doesn't mean that they don't respect you. To me, I feel like, and let me read what's going on here. Suzette said, yes, because with respect and friendship, we can grow to love. I think the key word in there, Suzette, that you just used that cements the point is that word can. So what you're saying pretty much is we can be in that relationship and we're a friend and we respect each other, but we don't love each other. I hope one day it turns into love, right? Versus being with somebody who loves you, because what's the likeliness you have somebody who loves you and straight up just don't respect you? Again, because somebody does something that you deem outside of the realm of your relationship, it don't necessarily means that I don't respect them, respect you. They did wrong, right? I feel like when respect is the foundation of it, a lot of times what they want to do is not show disrespect. So it not stop them from cheating. They might go cheat 2 states up the road or do it well enough that it never comes across your face. But I personally think, and again, it's just me, love, I think, comes with respect, right? How many people do you love? And I'm talking about romantic love here, right? And just straight up don't respect. Now, if you love somebody and don't respect them, oftentimes it's because you've lost respect for them. You love them and you respected them, but they did things or continue to do things for you to lose respect for them, right? But you start off that way. So the love to me comes with respect, but the respect don't necessarily come with love. But I mean, this is coming from the ladies, so I guess you guys have a different vantage point. Mish echoes your sentiment. Mish says the love will come with respect. Exactly. The love will come with respect, but the respect not necessarily come with love. Margie said, can't love somebody I don't respect. I feel you on that. Which pretty much says the thing that's of most importance here is the love, right? Is the love. Let's see what else we have here. So it says that everybody has a different idea of what love look like. Their way may not be the way you want to be loved. And guess what? How does love look? Right? Because to me, love's an emotion, so it's more about how the love feel. Right? I don't know how love look. I got no idea what it looks like. I know what it feels like. Right? I know what respect is like. I know, because, and again, I'm just dissecting it to say a lot of times, and I love the fact that you made that comment, because I think a lot of times when we talk about love, we're looking for something tangible that you can see, you know, and not necessarily what you can see, because Mish is at it, but what the public can see and what people can see. A lot of time when people are talking about the love, like you're saying, what it looks like, it's not what it look like within your house. A lot of times people are concerned about what it look like to John Public, what it look like to the other people, right? How people view it. Is he or her doing stuff that looks right in the eyes of everybody else? Mason says, there are different levels of cheating. Sometimes the cheating is in the form of releasing tension one time only in lust. And lust can often blind you and make you lose control. That's a songwriter. I wouldn't say that love is necessarily gone and things can possibly be fixed. But at the same time, a full-on relationship is a different thing. That is unforgivable to me. Yo, that sounds like a track right there, my dog. Drop a rhythm pan down it, bud. It, bud. Mish said love look ugly. Why love look ugly, Mish? Maybe I'm naive, you know. Maybe I'm naive. I think love is beautiful. I think it's beautiful. I think it's simple. I think we've been taught that love comes with pain and love comes with hurt. I mean, I say love is not what comes with pain and hurt. Life comes with pain and hurt. Life comes with complications. Love don't. So the fact that somebody did something hurtful doesn't mean they don't love you, because that same person there would probably take a bullet for you. Right? That same person would probably do, as much as they did something wrong, that person might be the person who would give their life for you. They love you so much. Right? So I don't necessarily think that love is, I think the thing about love is that it's not infinite. I think that's what the issue is. Love is not infinite. It can end. You loving somebody doesn't mean you have to love them forever, and you can stop loving them, you know, and loving somebody and being in love with somebody, sometimes we conflate the two, but, you know, you can stop loving somebody. And I think a lot of time when people stop loving somebody, then we look at it as they never loved them. Sometimes somebody loves you as much as they could love you, and for some reason or another, they just don't love you anymore. He or she is what I'm talking about when it comes to you, as in love you. Because at the end of the day, you know, this is what my experience has shown me. And not everybody lovable. Let's call a spade a spade. And not everybody lovable. Some are we not lovable. And some are we know people when not lovable. But the problem is, it's us, so we can't be introspective, and we're not going to take the blame for it. We're not going to say that because it's a bad trait, so we don't want to admit that, right? And also, the people them sometimes when they're lovable with friends and cohorts and family members and whatever the case may be, right? And a lot of times, the fact is, you not deserve the love too. Let's just call a spade a spade. Sometimes some people just at up and you know, you don't love them no more, but they're around like English bones and you don't leave. You know what I'm saying? But that's a different conversation. So, but the thing is, the fact that somebody does not love you today don't mean that they never loved you yesterday. Love's a beautiful thing. I personally think love no hurt nobody, right? The hurt that you're feeling ain't got nothing to do with the love, right? Because a lot of time, by the time you start feeling hurt there, it's from somebody who loves you no more. So let's not brand love as the complicated thing that is part riddled with hurt and all them like a thing. I don't love that. The man or the woman don't love you no more. So what you're feeling right now is not a byproduct of love. It's a byproduct of the lack of love. And because the fact that we're somehow, some way taught to interpret love as something infinite, I think that's why something has to be blamed. And we're culturally teaching our people to blame it on love. Love hurts. No, it don't. Right? No, it don't. Mish said love hurts. Mish, me not agree with that. You understand? Me not agree with it none at all. Right? She says love hurts. Love can be happy. Yes, it can. Love can be broken. Which book you read from? You are absolutely right. Love can be happy, can be broken, and so forth. But at the end of the day, it's not infinite. It's not infinite at all. All right? I know. You know something in the United today in a Mish. Mr. Love look like an alien. Love look like an alien. Like which alien, Mish? Like the one here? Like the one? Oh Lord, the alien gone. Me have an alien and alien gone. Yeah. The alien gone. It's alright. Me I find him, but me delete the thing. You know what I mean? Somebody grab Mish phone. Somebody grab Mish phone. Mish says here, and I think she was responding to Mason when Mason says sometimes it's loss and release the tension. She said, use your hand to release the tension. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You can love from a distance. You can. And I think that's more figure of speech than that is reality, you know. You know what I mean? Because a lot of time when people say them I love you from a distance, them not really necessarily love it. Them just not wishing no harm. And I think what happens a lot of times is sometimes we are also taught that the opposite of love is hate. Nah, the opposite of love is a lack of love, right? If me not love you, it doesn't mean I hate you. There are people who I might used to love and I don't love them no more, but it doesn't mean I wish them hate or any ill or anything like that. So it's not necessarily say, because me not love you, me hate you. Nah. I think the concept of loving from a distance is a theory too, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, sometimes we say we love people, especially if it's family members, kinfolk. Sometimes we say we love people just because we don't want to say we don't love them, right? Sometimes we don't love them, you know. We don't love them, but we just can't utter the words out of our mouth. It's like me. There's certain things I cannot say. They're blasphemous to me. All right, Sizzla Kalonji, I don't believe in everything that the preachers and teachers of theology teach, right? I do not. But there are certain things that are just ingrained in me. I grew up in the church and I can't, it's me and you're not gonna get me to think otherwise, right? Sizzla Kalonji have a song. In this praise Ija, and there's a line on them said, Jesus, that I will sing the song. And as soon as we get there, me go quiet. And I say nothing. It's no different from the person who loves hip-hop music, but them just will stop right when they get the N-word and move on, right? It's one of them things. So with that being said, we just can't verbalize. We're taught not to verbalize certain things. So sometimes you have a family member, and the truth is you don't wish them no harm or whatever the case may be, but you don't love them. You just don't hate them. But you're taught because it's a family member or a friend or whatever the case may be, a spouse or whatever, you can't verbalize the fact that you don't love them because automatically it means that you hate them, right? But you don't. And I think that's where we get confused a lot of times is that love is not infinite. So the person who you tell say you love them from a distance, just keep it 100, you don't love them. You don't love them no more. You just don't wish them no ill. And sometimes truth is you do. You know what I mean? But them can't steal over so. You know what I'm saying? Them can't stay over so. So as I said, love can be beautiful and amazing. I have no problem falling in love 100 times. I look at every relationship as an experience. That feeling of being in love is 10 times greater than the hurt. Yo, my telling you, yo, that's so sweet right there. You know what I mean? You could tell somebody that freshly in love, right? She just met some dude named Tyrone, right? You know what I mean? Got her heart butterflying. You know what I mean? Until Tyrone do something bad, all you hear is damn. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I feel you on that. Love is a beautiful thing, man. I think we're just taught some other things. You know what I'm saying? Mitch say, yes, love is an alien. All right. A lot of pain. All right. Well, go on, Weston. What up, fam? What up, fam? What up? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. All right. But this whole concept of love, some people said they'll take respect over love. Some people said they'll take love over respect. Here's and I'm saying this based on the two people that were part of the conversation today. Because when they stated that they would take respect over love, and so forth and so forth and so forth, as I listened to the conversation, what was evident and what they ended up, confirming is that they were hurt people. They've been through relationships. One says she in a relationship for 10 years, then the other one for however long, and the other one, and them on them cheat, and this and that, and she didn't ultimately cheat until this time. Here's the one thing I say. Ain't no woman out there that's cheating, that's confessing to the cheating. And if she cheat 50 times, she got to tell us, say, a one. And the only reason she got to tell us there's one is because somebody can refute the facts that she said she never cheated. Because if there's no proof out there, she just said she never cheated before. That's one thing, that's how I keep it a buck. The ladies ain't necessarily, when it comes to that stuff, ladies ain't going to be the most forthcoming, the most forthright. And I ain't mad at you. All right? We trying to keep the thing pristine or whatever the case may be. But the ladies ain't necessarily coming out here admitting jack. If you ain't got it on tape, it's not them. Right? So, but when you look at, I believe in stats and checking the resume and all them things. If you've been in 3-4 failed marriages, I'm sorry to put it this way, no matter how you slice and dice it, are you? You don't just have the ill fortune of marrying 4 bad guys, right? Let's just call it our 4 bad women. If you are on your 4th marriage, I'm sorry to say it's you, right? It doesn't mean you cheated. It doesn't mean you lied. It just means it's you. Maybe they can't stand you. Maybe nobody can stand you, right? And I refuse to think that the 4 of them dead, because if the 4 of them dead, I ain't trying to be number 5, because you killing people on the streets, all right? Truth be told, like I said, at some time we have to take some responsibility. When are we going to say, dog, it's me, right? I'm a crappy spouse. When we going to do that, right? Whether that be man or woman. And Mason said, won't lie, I could respond to many comments, but there's too much to say via text. That's the reason why a lot of time I'll open up the phone. If anybody wants to call in, let me know. I'll drop the phone line, all right? And you can call and express yourself. But the truth is, sometimes we know what we're doing. And, all right, put it this way. I know 2 ladies. And actually, no, a dude like this too. Let me start with dude, right? Because I've known him longer. We've known each other for a while. I've seen some great girls come through. Nice, decent ladies who, you probably could make a home with. And he never draw for them on them. Never tried to be in a relationship with those women. The regular woman who's not out partying 24/7, ain't not the materialistic woman, not the woman that, want to be in a fight every day. She just want to live a nice life, and whatever case may be, she's working, regular job, doing her thing, carrying her, type of woman you want to bring home to mama. My observation is this: he's always stayed away from them chicks. You see, the flighty one, them way always drunk, always the one bag of long argument, too spicy, Scotch bonnet women, right? That already got some drama going on over there, probably in our relationship that ain't really ended yet, right? Because 9 times out of 10, it's one of them relationship where you, the woman and the woman, not fully exit our relationship over there so yet. And I'm just saying this is my observation. Every time, oh boy, and that's my dude, had another girlfriend, another relationship, it was a drama chick. And all of the nice chick, them and the good chick, them will like him, he ignored. Right? And I'm a virgin. And I've told him that. So it's not like I tell you something I'm not telling him. You know what I mean? So he ignored all of the good chicks, right? All the good chicks. And then now you have these women who you have drama till this day, and it's 3 kids right now by the 3 different this and not. And then you come to me and you complain or whatever the case may be. And I ain't trying to hear it. Because at the end of the day, you chose that. And you chose that multiple times. Right? But one thing we're not going to do is be introspective and be forthright and say, it's not them, it's us. Right? have all kind of bad things to say about these chicks. But the truth is, and don't get me wrong, he ain't no saint, so it's not like he would never approach me with it, him being a saint part of it, right? But them chicks, problems. When I say problems, I'm talking about problems, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not empathetic or sympathetic because of the fact that the woman wear a t-shirt said me across his. Our t-shirt said me across his, right? Driver's license said problems from the beginning till now. And that you want, right? And I also know two of my homegirls who check the history of the dudes that they've dated. One of them have dated been in multiple abusive relationships. And she was mad at me one point because I said, listen, whether they realize it or not, you've got to type, right? You've got to type because technically speaking, and most human beings, if we look at it, we can do this. A lot of people date the same people over and over and over and over and over. Just different name, but it's the same person over and over and over again, right? You don't date 3 people who are abusive, showed you the same signs from jump. It's not like these things creep up on you at night, right? Saw the same things. And when I I got admitted them, but I'm sitting and ask certain questions. I'm like, but aren't these the same signs and whatever. But you never paid attention to those, right? So while you are the victim of something here, and I'm with you on that, I got you back. You are a victim. You're a victim of 2 things. You're a victim of some bad dudes, and you're also a victim of some bad decisions. You're a victim of bad choices that you continue to make. You're a victim of you, right? Because there are women I know and there are men I know who will ignore the good woman because they got a type. Ignore the good woman and date the bad guy over and over and over again, right? And then later on in life, when you're stressed out, beat up, got all these different kids and the drama and everything's wrong, then no, you want to make up your mind that, you know something, maybe it's time to go talk to such and such because, I'm over this. And sometimes the people, whether it be men or women, because men do it too, maybe at that point in time, the person don't want nothing to do with you because you're now acclimated to drama and a certain type of thing and you don't shake that. You can't shake that. That's going to be you. Know what I mean? Mish said, I have contributed to a bad relationship. Jano Mish. Let me tell you something. I wonder if that thing allow me to send out trophies online. Mish says, I have contributed to a bad relationship. For year a woman says so in a 2022, I am quite impressed. I am also almost sure she's drunk right about now. And tomorrow, Mish will come back and delete the line there. Right? Mish will come back and delete the line there tomorrow. Mish says, I have contributed to a bad relationship. Call name. So that's a hell no. Sometimes you're just stuck on the same kind of man that you not compatible with. True that. Mish said maybe him like the drama. It may make him feel needed. That might simply be it. Sometimes we look for some deep reasonings. And sometimes it's just that. Not sure. Mish Frost, man. Frost, feel I admit them things there, Jano. And again, I love my ladies, but again, we are 2 different species. I was telling somebody the other day, and it took her a while to not be mad at me, but when I say men, a lot of time, men will lie to women more often than not, right? Women do it too. But the difference is why it comes across, because people say, oh, women don't lie as much as men. I think what the difference is by the time the woman lies to you, she's already lied to herself. So she has sold it to herself. So by the time she's coming at you with it, it's no longer a lie. It's the truth to her. Really still a lie, but it's her truth. So she's coming at you with the truth right about now. So, and I'm saying all of that just to hear Mish say that because again, it's not something that you hear on a daily. Somebody saying, I did wrong. I did wrong. Every woman, I approach this when we talk to these single people. Here's the one thing that I get the men them credit over the ladies for now, right? Every woman you ask why they're single, and every woman in this chat would give you the same answer. When you say, why are you single? Guess what the response of most women are? All women are. because I choose to be single. Biggest lie in history. Because you're dating, right? You are dating, which means you're looking around. It just simply, no one has chosen you, or you haven't chosen anybody yet. But don't hit nobody with the you're single because you chose to be single, because it's nonsense. I lie you out there. Right? And here's the other thing that every woman says that is crazy to me. What? No, sir. Every one of my exes would take me back right now. I left him. I left him because of whatever. But every one of my exes would take me back right now. That's what every woman says. Until you're going to meet the ex. And you ask the ex, what go on? You that take back Sandra? You mean crosses Sandra? Never. You must be mad. I'm mad, man. There. You're mad. Right? Ladies, I just saw the thing go. But I must say, like I said, come full circle. You are so right in terms of these men are out in these streets perpetrating some acts of madness like no other, like never before that I was unaware of. And again, had a couple of conversations, even up to today. I had a man try to sell me on some theories of relationships and why men do certain things. And my simple thing is, you're looking for a scientific explanation for your bullshit, right? You're looking for a scientific explanation for your bullshit, right? The truth is, you did wrong and you want to do wrong and you want to live foul, but you just don't want to admit that you don't want to come straight up and say that. So we start talk about all kind of things. Well, people are people. We do this. When the people come and say, well, monogamy is not natural. It ain't. Monogamy is not natural. Here's the thing about monogamy. Monogamy. If you're trying to not be monogamous, that come with a budget, bro. Comes with a budget. If you're trying to be polygamous out here, it comes with a budget, right? So the first person you need to check out your accountant. Talk to your accountant before you start talking to the homies, all right? Can you afford polygamy? Right? It ain't not in a shape, right? But it's just that most time when you hear men talk about polygamy, they're talking about it from their standpoint, and the man want have multiple women, you know. That's why I'm talking about polygamy. Until then girls say, what? How that you talk about? A long time I want to feature that thing, you know. Then you hear, Because when the man say in monogamy is natural and he wants to, you know, explore polygamy, so to speak, what he's saying is, I want to have multiple girls and I'd like you to be cool with that. He ain't necessarily trying to say, boy, you gonna have multiple dudes too, right? So, and a lot of time it's presented because you expect the woman to put up resistance. And no. But you want mother man out the road? You want man lose them senses out the road? When the man come to your ladies and say, then want an open relationship with polygamy, just hit him with this. Dog, I thought you'd never say it. That's cool. Do your thing. You know what I mean? Do your thing. And take up all your phone and oh, Lord. Breathe a sigh of relief. We can be open in this situation. And they say, hold on. And put your phone in your ears. You ain't got to talk to nobody. Put your ears and say, I got the green light, dog. I got the green light, Jerome. And just hang up. And I say, yeah. Watch him lose his mind. Even if you're not doing it, ask somebody, a great looking, deezed up dude that you know, pay him if you need to, for come pick you up one day. Somebody that physically is way more, you know what I mean, up there than him. Just find a brother. If I pay off a payment, that's never come pick you up one day and drop you off back well late. Even if I not circle the block, wait till him reach home, you know. Then you make him drop you off, you know. And just walk in and sit down. And start talking to yourself. And I said, damn, I can't manage this brother. He wearing me out. Oh my God. And watch the same man who tell us he want an open relationship lose his mind. All right? One day when him come to you and try, say, babe, and try, set up a situation and try to get his in seduction and a romance and just look him dead in them eye and say, yes, no, Keith, I'm not do it. I'm not tell no lie. I'm not do it. But this Jerome mash up the thing. I'm not tell no lie. This right now, me need about a month for recover. Cause Jerome, me no know where him depend. Me no know where him depend. Jerome, do one of them thing there, ladies, all right? Do one of them thing there, ladies. When the man come to you and say, babe, you know what I mean? Just say, Keith, I swear to you, boy, may I tell you, any other day, more that do it. But this damn Jerome, Me no know how him dep and I kill him, I try to kill me. I mash him, I mash me up. Him done it. Listen, me no good for another month. Me no have no use to nobody for another. Just say it to him and watch him lose his mind. Know what I mean? So, again, I'm just saying this because, you know, we've had some folks say again, this is me having conversation with the fellas now, right? I'm having the fellas talk all kinds of nonsense. When I say nonsense, meaning super, super, super nonsense. Just trying to justify. You know what I mean? I know the ladies roll and the ladies them think differently, but I ain't gonna lie, the fellas out here tripping too. Fellas out here, ladies, I mean, I can't believe the fellas are gonna vex with me now. My man card I get taken away, but I'm starting to side with y'all, man. I'm starting to side with y'all, ladies. I can't front. I'm starting to side with y'all. All right? So, what we got going on here? Mish is, oh Lord, Mish said, my exes would never take me back. I mean, I take them either. When me done, me done. But here's the thing, well, at least the start out to them not take you back. Because again, like me say, every woman I know, except for Mish officially today, has earned the right to free drinks throughout any bar she go. She go a bar right now, fellas on the day that buy Mish a drink because she come through with the real deal. You know what I mean? She come through with the real deal. Mish said my exes would never take me back. Why don't you go further? If your ex here come right about, then probably run on the road, don't you? She said polygamy is not right for everyone. Hope it's spelled right. Doesn't matter how it's spelled right about now. Suzette said, I choose to be in love every day. You attract what you put out in the universe. And Julian said, why pay a dude for come pick you up? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Suzette said, it's called a tripod these days. I have friends that are a tripod and they all have the best of all worlds. That I tell you. That I tell you. Tracy, what up, Tracy? Tracy said, not really, mister. Yes, we choose to because we have dated people who we are not compatible with and really don't know what to do differently. So we resign to being single. Okay, I'm with you. And again, remember, you know, I say it's 100% thing. There's always an exception to the rule, you know. But let's just be real, Tracy. Be honest with me, Tracy, my friend, my home girl, Tracy Ann Clark, right? Be real with me. So take yourself out of the equation, right? Because this is you. You've chosen to, because you've dated people who are just not compatible with, and so forth. And that's and to be honest with you, we're not disagreeing here because remember what I said. I said you're single because either somebody has not chosen you or you have not chosen someone. It doesn't mean that it's straight up a choice, right? So, and I like the word resign to being single. It doesn't necessarily mean it's your choice because if you had found somebody in the mix that who you date, or if you go on a date tomorrow with the compatible guy, then you're going to go in a relationship with him, right? So don't take it as it's not an indictment or a disrespect to any lady who, when I say, is not by choice, but you have not found the right person yet. So it's not the true, and here's the reality of it. Maybe you found somebody who you deemed the right person and the person didn't see that in you. Or vice versa. The person saw that in you and you ain't seen it in them. So it just means that the math hasn't added up and the ducks haven't gotten in a row and everything haven't been, but it doesn't, the whole concept of, oh no, I'm single because I choose to be single, which is the atypical answer that would default to, hey, it ain't really real. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's an ego thing and people, there's nobody who likes to say, me. I mean, they ain't trying to mess with me in these streets. You know what I mean? So, Tracy, I'm not saying at all that you just, out there nobody. Yeah, I mean, that's for clarification. But for the most part, the concept of I'm single because I choose to be single, it ain't true. Right? And at the end of the day, we all know people too. So our stats aren't just us, right? So again, I'm saying majority. How much single people you know that's actually looking, but they just haven't found nobody yet, or nobody's found them yet. It doesn't mean that they chose to be single. Ain't really. All right? This whole tripod thing, I don't know. Rasta. Like me say, I too know two sets of people. Again, I cannot go by the stats that Google give me. I can't go by the things where you tell me or whatever. A lot of times I love going by, I always say the first stats you go for are your immediate stats, the stats in your circle. Not what society says, because, society wants you to do something and it's typed up by the media and they talk about missing fathers, this and that and that and that and that when you have for your daddy, right? So draw your stats from your home, right? I know 2 people who are in what they call open marriages, right? My conversation with them, not just regarding their marriages, but just their life in general, as we reason or whatever. They are 2 of the most unhappy people I've ever met in my life. Right? 2 of the most unhappy persons I've ever met in my life. Let's get specific. The dude, I don't think he's in an open relationship because it's his choice. I think he's in an open relationship because it's the next option outside of vacating the relationship. Because the significant other seems to be benefiting more from that open relationship than he is. Right? And again, it would be one thing if I saw them living a life, I'm like, yo, damn, they're just happy. They just got it. Wow, maybe it's working for them. But they're one of the most miserable couples I've seen in my life, and they're involved in an open relationship. So you have access to the buffet and you're still bitter, right? Then you have the other person now who in an open relationship too. But the reality of it is this. And egos have to be fanned, you know what I mean? But the reality of it is this. Never been chosen, never been proposed to, never been, somebody saying, hey, I want to take it to that level with you or whatever the case may be. Because at the end of the day, let's just call a spade a spade. Not everybody's personality is that. And when people are looking for somebody to settle with, you want somebody you can tolerate and stand. Not you. Sometimes you can't stand some people. And some people just have the personality there. So now you're out here talking about an open relationship because that's what you like. No, that ain't what you like. Because you're also very unhappy. And again, I'm not making it up. They express to me that they're unhappy. If you sit down and talk to them, you'll see how unhappy they are. So if you're unhappy in a monogamous relationship, is a polygamous relationship you're going to be happy in? If you can't find happiness in a one person, 2 you're going to find in it? Now you got 2 people who can't stand you. Right? You can't afford one person. Now you got 2 people you can't afford. Right? Again, I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's for everybody. And I'm not saying it's some people aren't doing it that aren't perfectly happy. But I'm just saying it is also a nice, new, plausible excuse in this modern era for people who want to cheat without cheating. Or for people who are getting cheated on and don't want to vacate the relationship. So them just say, something, all right, instead of you cheat and me feel, say, me vex and whatever the case may be, let's just call it an open relationship. You do you and I do me, but we ain't got to split up this home and these kids and whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you best believe one person at a tripod there ain't really want to be there. Right? One of the 3. Right? And I'm not talking about the third wheel that was brought in. Normally, it's one of the original 2. The couple who brought people in. And here's the one thing you must realize. Again, people are involved with people and people protect the interest of people because same people talk all kind of crap about that person all the time, but they will defend them. And if you check it out, they're not really defending them. They're defending their choice. So when somebody is in a relationship with somebody terrible, and you talk to them about it, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, they'll defend that person. And you say to yourself, but now you are telling me that the person the worst person in the world. So how come when I echo your sentiment, I say, yeah, they're the worst person in the world. You start defending them. You know why? It's not them you're defending. It's your choice. You don't want to admit the fact that I chose a bad person, or that's just me. I choose bad people. That's the reason too why if somebody's in an abusive relationship, a lot of times they don't tell somebody because it's not the person they're protecting. They're protecting their choice. They don't want to say, damn, well, I chose somebody who's hitting on me again. Right? So these so-called tripods and these polygamous stuff, man, I'm not saying it doesn't work for some people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But let me tell you this. Most people ain't going to tell you if it sucks. Most people are not going to tell you if it sucks. And I refuse to think that you know all of what you think you know. Right? Again, only because some people are too open in these streets and sometimes they don't want to know certain things, but some people don't know if to keep their business to themselves. So they'll tell you whatever the case may be. And like I said, I can only go by the stats I know. not the Googleable stats, not the stats that somebody told me that somebody told them. But the people who I know who are involved in that, none of them not happy. If and when I meet the person involved in that who's happy, then I'll let you know, right? I got another homie who says, yo, ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like doing the singles thing and hooking up and whatever. But here's the thing. He's single, not committed to anybody, right? But I've known him to be in relationships. And when he was in his relationship, he ain't want no girl to go with nobody else. Jealous as a matter of fact. And that's the hypocrisy of it all, you know what I mean? It's fanning the flames of your needs, right? When you're in a relationship with the person, oh, it's monogamy. Oh, no. But when you're not in a relationship, you're here talking about, no, so how people be polygamous. I mean, how people be monogamous. It's not natural. It's not natural for one person just because the woman left you, right? So at the end of the day, let's just keep it a buck, man. Let's just keep it a buck. It is what it is. A lot of people are out in the streets fronting. A lot of people. And again, I reiterate, all these things have a basis and legs to stand on because they do work for some people. But a lot of people who are telling you that it works for them, it does not. They are participating in things that they don't want to be involved in, but they just are involved in it for whatever reason. All right? Mish says, I don't want to be single all my life. I want my partner for grow old with, not rushing, but want a partner in crime. I want to love. Hold on there. You see it? When people say certain things on the screen, I want the love that that Gregor Cole has up there. Careful, look, if you talk to my wife right about no, she'll tell you straight up, I love him, but he be driving me crazy. And it's my hobby. I got 2 lovely ladies at home, my wife and my daughter, and I terrorize the crap out of them because it's my hobby, right? I annoy them. And when they get to the point they can't stand me, then I relent. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, here's the thing. Nobody's perfect and no situation is perfect. I was telling somebody yesterday who was saying marriage is this and marriage is that. They don't know if marriage is a great thing. I think marriage is an awesome thing. Matter of fact, I was at a wedding this past Saturday. Young couple, probably like 32 years old. And it was a beautiful thing to see young people celebrating matrimony. Now, who knows what tomorrow holds? Who knows? We don't know. You go in and the goal is forever because you find somebody who you think you want to spend forever with. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, challenges are going to be there. But I'm not talking about love is supposed to hurt and all the things. I said that. No, I'm not supposed to lie that, right? Challenges will be there. But again, it's the challenges of coexisting. Because here's the reality of it is this. If you got a roommate, there's going to be some challenges. Some similar challenges that you'd have in a marriage. Because you're talking about coexisting in the same space. I mean, right? If you live with your mother and father and you're an adult, there's going to be some challenges. Because you're talking about coexisting in the same space. That is their space. You happen to be there, right? So at the end of the day, just cohabitating in general presents a certain level of issues, right? So when we talk about marriages and whatever, it's not the institution of marriage that is the problem. It's adapting to an environment that's not just tailored for you. So, when they asked me for advice, you know what my advice was? And the only advice I gave to old boy independently? I say this all the time, so this is what I gave him both. Be careful who you seek your counsel from. Because those most eager to give the advice are least qualified to give it. And that goes back to when I said a lot of these folks out here, you got people who are, that's the reason why sometimes pastors and your therapists and so forth will say married people should hang out with other married people. And it doesn't mean you avoid single people like the plague, but you hang out more with other married people you have things in common with because you can process things through the same lens, right? If you're a married person, a majority of your friends are single, they cannot see things through the married lens. So they will not understand certain compromises and sacrifices that you have to make, while they'll also not understand certain appreciations that you have for your significant other, because that's just not the world they live in, right? So at the end of the day, careful who you seek your counsel from, right? You have a single man out here who is living up what he's going to tell you is a polygamous lifestyle, but it's not polygamous because he's single. He's not in a relationship with multiple women. He's just hoeing around. Right? Nothing wrong with that if you're single. but he's going to go give that word of advice to his homie who is married, and then have somebody at home that he cherishes, and then try to bring polygamy into that. And that's just not for y'all. So careful who you seek your counsel from. But when this young fella asked me, what was, what is the difference being married versus not being married? That would make somebody stay in a relationship for as long. And I'm a baby to this thing because I'm celebrating my 12th anniversary, wedding anniversary. But I'm talking to OGs who I celebrate 40. You know what I mean? So 12 may sound like a lot, but 12 ain't nothing. Right? Nothing. So when he asked me that, the only thing I could tell him is that the difference is, as a married man and as a father, because I have to throw that in too, is that I live in a household with 2 other people. It's 3 of us in that household. I am the least important person in that household. But that's not what marriage is about. And fatherhood and family. What it is about is the conjunction. I am the least important person in that household. To me, that is. But I'm cool with it. Right? And to clarify, it doesn't mean that I love anybody more than I love myself. It doesn't mean that I love any of them more than I love myself. It doesn't mean that I value them more than I value myself. But in the realm of what it is, in that household, if somebody's coming through that door, the first person that's going to take the brunt of that hit is going to be me. Right? If we're hanging off the cliff and somebody's got to go to save the others, it's going to be me. And at the end of the day, I'm cool with it. So that's what I mean when I say I'm the 3rd most important person in my household, comma, but I'm cool with it. Right? So that was my only piece of advice for them. All right? Suzette said, listen, if people would be upfront and honest in saying that they enjoy multiple relationships, we would have less hurt and angry people out here. Funny you mentioned that, Suzette, because that's another thing I was talking to the lady about today is this. Not the lady, but the gentleman I was talking to today is that the issue is not the fact that people are out here trying to have multiple relationships. The fact is you don't want to say it, right? So when you meet somebody, it's 2022, Numbers is it's all about numbers. If you meet a woman and you say, I am not looking for a committed relationship, I'm just looking for somebody who I date and hang out with and, and be intimate with and whatever the case may be, but we're not in a committed relationship. Let me tell you something. The first one might say no. But if you ask 10 women, 5 or 6 may say it's cool. Now, their feelings may change down the line, as may yours. Right? Because everybody a gangster until they fall in love, Right? Everybody's a player till they fall in love. Right? So, if you meet a bunch of women and you're a single man out in the street and you're honest and you say, listen, this is what I'm looking for, the first one might say no. But believe me, not everybody's going to say no. And I think why people are out here lying to people is the rejection part that them don't want. Say you lie to the person because you don't want a person to tell you no. And the truth is, you're just creating some drama. You're creating drama in advance, right? Because if the person does not want to be in a relationship that's not a committed one, nothing wrong with that. Then move on, you move on. Because believe me, if you're looking for a relationship that's not committed and they are looking for a committed relationship, that's not the person you want to be with because it's going to be drama and you're going to be miserable. So you're telling me that just because you trying to hang with this chick, you're willing to be miserable? Is that what you're telling me? That you don't mind being miserable because of the fact that you just want this chick? When the truth of the matter is, right around the corner lies the woman that would be down for what you're down for and would not be making you miserable, won't be mad about it. Sometimes it's like kleptomania. Sometimes we steal when you don't have to steal. Do you know somebody who's just a thief? And there's stuff there that is free for the taking, but they're just thieves. So naturally, they just move about it criminally. They're hiding it and doing whatever. When it's free, you ain't got to hide it, dog. But they're thieves, so that's what they do. It's no different from people who just lie. Sometimes you're in a situation where the lie is not necessary. It's not warranted. You ain't got to lie. She's cool with that. But lying is what you do. So guess what? You lie. Try the truth. especially the fellas. Try the truth and see how it works for you. Tell the woman the truth and see how it works. You'd be surprised how many women would say, okay, I'm cool with it. Like I said, I'm not saying you won't fall in love she won't fall in love later and change the parameters and say she can't do this no more. But don't get it twisted, player. You might be that one, and oftentimes I don't know. The so-called players them fall in love and then want a woman to commit to you. But what about that open thing we're talking about, late? Mish says, that's what I'm talking about. Keep the love going. You can't go on here. If your glass full enough, it doesn't feel glass. You over there sip your things in a bitch. But listen, my folks, listen, man. Everybody over there on Jamaicans.com, all the people on the Homegrown with G-Code platform, those people in Radio Land, those people around YouTube, thank you so much for rocking out. I appreciate y'all big time. Again, I didn't want to have a guest on today because I wanted to have this convo with my people, my fam, as we get into the Love Doctor series. And again, let me clarify something. When I say Love Doctor, G-Code, I'm not a doctor. I'm try to find out me think myself. You know what I'm saying? It's just the name of the series. All right, we just give it a cool name. But I'm going to be talking to some single folks. Women, men, I'm going to try to alternate. You know what I mean? One lady, one man, and so forth and so forth. But here's the face of reality. In situations like these, the women are more forthcoming. So you are going to see 9 times, the possibility exists tremendously that you're going to see more women than men, right? And most times when you say the man them start falling now, it's like the man them are come to defend the thing, right? But at the end of the day, I'm going to agree with y'all ladies in this section where you say, these men out here playing games for real. And I'm not saying that ladies aren't. But the only reason why, like I said, I draw my stats from my immediate circle, right? The reason I'm saying this is because I've had some conversations recently that proved that and validated to me that, yeah, you are right. When you say, you know what I mean, when the folks are throwing around the single cards, it ain't exactly what it is. You know what I mean? It ain't exactly what it is. Know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with this one right here. It's called Sticky Situation, and it just fits, baby.
Sticky situation, risky situation, no lie. Sticky situation, risky situation, no lie.
Thank you, Margie. Donovan Wagwan, fam.
Got myself in a sticky situation just the other day. I met this fine girl at the train station, said she lost her way. Before we knew it, one thing led to another. We were both undercover, bedrock and pillow jamming all night. Next thing me see a broad light. She said, hey, hey, Jay, to the well. Love the way you wrap my body cause you got skill. Keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. She said, hey, hey, Jay, to the well. Love the way you touch my body, ooh, you gave me chill. Keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. We did her thing, then we started conversating. Said I gotta go now, cause my baby's waiting. And sure enough, it's gonna be a fight. I know she's wondering where I've been all night. Oh no, I ain't getting in that mix. Ooh, I'm feeling good now. Said she got it fixed. Jay, I wanna thank you for your love and tenderness. But before you go, give me one more kiss. Just to the well, yeah. Cause you got skin. Keep it coming, still. Keep it coming. Her desires got.
Thank you, Mish. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Hope. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Suzette. Thank you, Tanya.
You gave me chill. Keep it coming, still.
Althea, thank you. Suzette, much love. Donovan.
Went by, still reminiscing, looking all around because my driver's license missing. Damn, what could this be? I hope it's not a tragedy. I hear knock, knock, knocking at my door. 6 in the morning and my wife, she's still a snore. I tiptoe to the front door. These knocks I could not ignore. Me hear she shout, hey, Jay, oh, she shout out. The way you wrap my body cause you got she shout out. Keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. She said, hey, hey, Jay, to the well. Love the way you touch my body, ooh, you give me chills. Keep it coming still. Yeah, 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 yeah. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. Got myself in a sticky situation.
Tracy Ann, thank you so much for tonight, man.
I met this fine girl at the train.
Boy, now, mama, just I see a thing in a way. It says some people love people for what they can get. You so true, so right.
We knew it's one thing led to another. We were both undercover. Bedrock and pillow jamming all night. Next thing me see a broad delight. She said, hey, hey, Jay, to the well. Love the way you rock my body, cause you got said she want
You say you want it from the top.
sticky situation.
Jay Will on the Raps and Kush Band. Come see courtesy of the album Love Your Life. It's called Sticky Situation. Factual, actual. I like it, man. Remember to hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at MyGCole. At MyGCole. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Homegrown with G. Cole. I'll let you know who's coming in when they coming in, alright?
Got myself in a sticky situation just the other day. I met this fine girl at the train station, said she lost the way. Before we knew it, one thing led to another. We were both undercover. Bedrock and pillow jamming all night. Next thing me see a broad delight. She said, hey, hey, Jay, to the well. Love the way you rock my body, cause you got skill. Keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. She said, hey, hey, Jay, to the well. Love the way you touch my body, ooh, you gave me chill. Keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. We did her thing, then we started conversating. Said I gotta go now, cause my baby's waiting. And sure enough, it's gonna be a fight. I know she's wondering where I've been all night. Oh no, I ain't getting in that mix. Ooh, I'm feeling good now. Said she got it fixed. Jay, I wanna thank you for your love and tenderness. But before you go, give me one more kiss. Jay, to the well, yeah. Cause you got skill. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. She said, hey, hey, Jay, to the well. Love the way you touch my body, ooh, you gave me chill. Keep it coming still. Keep it coming. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. Days went by, still reminiscing. Looking all around because my driver's license missing. Damn, what could this be? I hope it's not a tragedy. I hear knock, knock, knocking at my door. 6 in the morning and my wife, she's still a snore. I tiptoe to the front door. These knocks I could not ignore. Here she showed, hey, hey, Jay. Who she showed down. The way you rock my body, cause you got she showed down. Keep it coming still. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. She said, hey, hey, Jay, to the well. Love the way you touch my body, ooh, you give me chills. Keep it coming still. Her desires got
I gotta roll, but I'll see y'all on Thursday
got myself in a
when I got my first guest in the building.
just the other day.
Then I'll see you the following Monday and the following Thursday. Love Dr. Series is here, man.
Before we knew it, one thing led to another. We were both undercover. Bedrock and pillow jamming all night. Next thing me see a broad delight. She said, hey, hey, Jay, to the well. Love the way you rock my body, cause you got said she want keep me coming still. Her desires got fulfilled, yeah. She said, hey, hey, Jay, she needs me now. Love the way you touch my body, ooh, you gave me chill.
Thank you so much, Julian Lee, for joining the party.
Her desires got
Nakikinig sa musika, homegrown.
fulfilled, yeah.
Nakikinig ka sa musika, homegrown with G. Cole.
Estás escuchando Homegrown con G. Cole.
您现在正在收听的是 Homegrown with G. Cole.
You're listening to Homegrown with G. Cole.